Welcome to the gathering point where hot glass is meeting ice cold snow for tonight's show. Now, we did this one time, but this is going to be a different version.
Ooh, the snow's glowing.
Oh, the snow is glowing. And it's melting. Ta-da! It made the base. That's so cool. All right, last week we made a different style drinking glass. And I'm going to show you one in a second. We called it Melted Base. And so I wanted to play around with that theme because we had snow outside. Oh, it's chunky.
It's cool looking.
So the ones that we made are a little more angular. The snow made it kind of bumpy, bumpy. And the last time we did this with snow, we blew the whole piece in there and the whole thing blew up. This time, I made a different mold and it melted. The sides are still good. The bottom where the lap gather was allowed us to have this nice chunky bottom. Oliver's getting the punty. They're going to punty this up. And welcome to the gathering point, everyone, where you can watch glass blowing, subscribe to our channel, and ring the bell.
It's got a beautiful texture on it. I love it. That snow idea that you have, Michelle, is pretty darn sweet. I think it is derived. You guys know where it's derived from?
The snow? It comes from a cloud.
I think it's from a little French-Canadian action. If you guys aren't familiar with the French-Canadian specialty technique, Michelle's family's French-Canadian, and if you take maple syrup and you warm it up and you fling it all over snow,
it's so good.
It freezes,
so good.
It freezes just like the glass just did. And this is an idea that I know came from there because it's a super cool idea. But we're putting a little bit of water right on the punty here. And then we're going to lightly tap it. And now Oliver's got it. And that's a really beautiful, super extra dense black glass that I used with some white speckles on it. And I knew that that was going to be a really cool magnification process in the bottom of that snow mold that Michelle came up with, which I love. It's like I think we could have a whole line of some type of a frosty drink in that snow glass.
I feel like you just want to play in the snow and make the molds.
I know.
I love the snow.
This was one of our featured glasses on tonight's show, and see how the glass is thick, and we shaped that bottom. So the one that we're doing today was shaped by the ice, and it will look different. But this is a drinking glass. It could be a vase. This solid bottom on it makes it so cool. So that was the plan.
One of the things I was thinking about with this style glass, and I know that when you folks see the feature table later when Michelle shows it to you, you're going to see a lot of these really cool new designs. But the cool thing about these is you can stick them in the freezer and you can pour drinks that you want to have cold in there. If you don't want to add ice, that massive thick bottom will keep the drink cold for a long period of time. And I'm talking hot summer day now, because it's what? How cold is it outside, Oliver?
It's like neg 40, it feels like.
Yeah. I know. It's like
think
8
it's
degrees.
like 8 degrees with the wind chill factor at 75 below.
Yeah.
Yep. I mean, I saw Poe Outback Market Ascent froze right in midair.
That's crazy.
Yep.
I sweated out an ice cube this morning.
So one of the things about these pieces, and I know Jake's made a lot of them and Michelle's made some, this is the first one I've made, but I want it to hold a decent amount of liquid, so I'm going to use the puffer and blow the top section out so that it has a little bit of some girth to it, so you can mix a nice drink inside of there. Now, when I say mix a nice drink in there, guys, I definitely want to say that it doesn't have to be an alcohol drink. I don't drink alcohol, but I think that you could mix anything in there, some type of a mocktail. It's pretty darn sweet. And this one here is going to have to be about 12 to 14 ounces, I bet. Once I rip it open, Oliver, you can be the judge and tell me what you think.
On the ounces?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I got you.
I mean, wasn't that like one of your classes in school? Was the ounces of glass?
Yeah, the ounce
Yeah.
measurizer.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I got a degree in.
That's nice. I like that.
So if you're new to the show, we got Chris in the red shirt. We got Oliver in the orange.
Howdy, everybody.
My name is Michelle. I'll be doing some camera work. And on the hostess with the mostest is Bess. She's tech support tonight. Hiding over there by the warm furnace is Lucy, doing some back end work.
Check that guy out. That looks pretty
Dun-dun.
sweet.
It looks super nice. 14.7 ounces on the dot.
Look at the bottom of that base. I think it could be called something like the Crystal Cloud. Doesn't it look like a cloud? Look at
It's
that.
very like
Do we want
glacier-esque
that to be
me.
the members piece?
Oh, it could be. This could be. We
Yeah.
could just throw this into the members pile.
I think we should, only because it's so interesting and rare.
And it's the first one that I've ever made in this style glass, so we definitely want our members to have the first one.
We've got a lot of people already tuning in, saying hello.
Hello, who do we got tonight, Beth?
We've got Dana says, hey from snowy Georgia.
Ooh.
Jody says,
How
happy
about
Tuesday from Summerside, Prince Edward Island. Carol says hi from Sarnia. Lori says hi from Ohio. Carrie says hello, GA friends watching
I don't
from
wanna-
frigid CT.
Connecticut. Oh, it is frigid.
Yes. Sue says hi from Indianapolis.
Side.
Angel says good. Have a good show, guys. Marianne says hi from chilly New Jersey. There's a lot of chilly people out here tonight. It's very cold,
Yeah, Dearborn is 5,
but it says it feels like negative
minus
6.
3. Is that, what does yours say?
Mine says negative 6. Yeah.
Oh.
Does that depend on if the newscaster person is just someone who just really can't handle the heat or the cold? They just say it because they're so cold
It's the wind
that they're
chill.
like, it just feels like minus 20.
No.
No,
the
it's the
kids-
wind chill.
Yeah, when they went to Steiner, remember there's a weather station at their high school and they explained it? There's weather stations at different places.
It doesn't make any sense to me. I mean,
We have a question from Sue. Maybe
it
you can make
doesn't.
some
It
sense
doesn't
of.
feel like it's minus 6 to me out there. I love the cold.
All right, Sue, what do you got?
Sue says, question for the group. Can we seriously put the glasses in the freezer before we use the ice cube sippers?
Yes, 100%. You can put the glass in the freezer. The thing that shocks the glass is heat, sudden heat.
Well, when you think about the temperature range from going from room temperature to the freezer, it's way different than going from room temperature to 200, 300 degrees.
It's true.
So the cold doesn't affect the glass at all.
You put it on a shelf in your freezer, you pull it out, it's nice and frosty. These glasses are super cool because they're nice and heavy on the bottom. So like Chris said, they hold the coldness longer.
This
We-
baby's going to the Loyalty League, guys.
We
You
got
wanna
another
torch it up,
surprise too.
Over on the YT side, Jake says, what a sweet concept. The Glacier Cloud, that's my bid on the name.
Well, we can only make them in the winter. We can only make them when there's snow. I mean, this is like the most snow I've seen in Dearborn. I do want to show, right after this, I'm going to show you some things about our snow. And away it goes. All right,
All right.
welcome. We do glass blowing all night, but I wanted to stop. Chris is going to go grab a Rupert's drop, and Jake, this is for you. So earlier today when I was getting the snow, did you ever hear Rupert's drop?
What'd you say?
Can you get me a Rupert's drop?
Yes.
Did you ever hear like how Eskimos have many different names for snow? This snow, it's not a good packing
move this
snow
so
at
I can
all.
get
It's
through.
really light and fluffy. So it was interesting. You can see this one over here. I made a hole in it. Jake wanted to see a Rupert's drop go in the hole and watch the thing blow up.
Oh, that'd be cool.
I know. So that was the warm up. We were deciding between the two. So while Chris is grabbing me a pre-made Rupert's drop. We're going to talk about what that is. Let me just show you. Tonight's show is called AI, and it's not typical AI. It's artistic interpretation. So we have some drawings on tonight's table. Whoever is inspired to make one of the pieces will get the piece of artwork that matches it. All right, so you got a Rupert's drop?
I got 2 Rupert's drops. And if you really want to live on the edge, you could wear them as earrings, you guys.
That'd be horrible.
If it blew up, it would be insane. It'd probably
Yeah.
blow my earlobe off.
How can you even do that by your head without glasses?
Huh?
Huh?
Just want to let everybody know.
Oliver, will you grab me the bowl
Yeah.
for the Rupert's drop?
Got the espresso in the system. So what exactly are we doing with the espresso? I mean the
We're
Rupert's
putting
drops?
it. We're putting it in the hole.
This is a big boy now.
Whatever you decide.
So I'm just gonna-
tuck it in. And then do you want to set it on the ground, or we're going to do it up close?
Well, do we realize that that snow is going to be no good
What does that mean?
because it's going to be completely contaminated with 1 billion microscopic pieces of tempered glass?
Let's see it.
Are we ready? You're watching? Let me get this one out. I don't want
It's
a
gonna-
chain reaction. All right, everybody, here we go. Oliver, you're holding it?
I'm holding it.
Whoa! It just blew up.
Oh, we thought it would go flying, but no.
It blew all over my hand. But it's
Well-
interesting because we need to have some type of different color snow so we can see the Rupert's drop in there, because Rupert's drop looks like snow.
Or you could do a colored Rupert's drop.
Yeah, colored Rupert's drop are interesting, and I bet you no one's ever talked about this, but I can tell you by proven fact that recycled glass Rupert's drops explode harder than crystal Rupert's drops.
Was like, okay.
And does anyone in the
there's
chat
more
know?
pressure.
Can anyone in the chat attest to that? Is there anyone watching the show, perhaps on YouTube, that remembers this?
Listen, they explode harder. I don't know how more clear we can be about this.
Well,
the
I-
recycled glass explodes
I
harder.
think Michelle was saying that because
'Cause Jake's watching
Jake
the
was the
show.
guinea pig. And I think I was like showing people Rupert's drops, and Jake was like 8. And I put the Rupert's drops in his
Oh,
hand,
no.
and he'd be like,
We didn't
and he
know.
always loved it, but
We
we
did
didn't know.
not
And I took
know.
this big blue one, I was like, put it in his hand, and boom, we blew it up, and Jake, he's like, my hand is all red. I'm like, what is going on? What are you talking about? And then I did one, and I was like, oh my God, they're so much stronger than the crystal ones. So, Jake, we apologize for that. Jake is at home. He's got a little bit of a stomach flu.
And we also handed him a big Prince Rupert's drop right before the show.
Yep, exactly, to take home. But he's at home right now, sick, probably watching the Wings game at 7 o'clock.
Chilling out. Don't give the vibe.
I feel
that
kind of
he's-
like I got a little stomach flu, too. Maybe I should go watch the Wings game.
Anyways, let's get
We
on
only
to
let
some
one
glass
Nordine
blowing.
off the hook at a time.
Man.
All right, tonight, here is the inspiration. So Chris is going to make a piece now. Then I might make a piece. And then Oliver can make a piece. Here's what we're being inspired by. These are drawings. And Chris is thinking hard of what he's going to do. These are, I use them as bookmarks, but they're color tests for me. And you're welcome to start if you want. This is kind of fun. Like, what would the line be? Would that be a trail? Are these a bunch of dots added to it? What will everybody choose to make? That one looks like fire. I was inspired by puzzle pieces. Burning flames. This was a printmaking class I had in high school. So a couple years ago.
Jake said he does remember the recycle Prince Rupert's drop.
I don't think he was that young, because we wouldn't have done it that young.
Sometimes the stories that you tell, Chris, like really makes it clear to me that you have 2 kids.
He is a kid.
All right.
All right, here's tonight's
I'm
show.
gonna need to-
Now, Jake did a stellar job. See the dots in the bottom? Like, how cool is that? They're really hard to photograph, but when you have them in hand, they're stunning. So like this little bookmark here that has the polka dots on it, you can see the inspiration. They're all a little different. The mug has the iridescent dots on this side, but when they're coated in clear, they turn this amber color. So they are discussing something.
I'll read a couple more comments.
Yeah, please do.
On YT, Frank says hello from toasty Southern California.
Yeah,
Frank, listen.
It's all good.
I have a giant fleecy hoodie on just to keep warm over here in Michigan. So you can send the sunshine this way.
And Beth never wears any coats.
I don't. You'll see me in a t-shirt in the winter. Susan says -1 feels like -17 in Mishawaka. Not jealous of that. Morgan says in Boro, I know that the colors do explode like crazy. So that goes with your theory of the colored Rupert straps.
Yeah, which is really interesting. I would have never guessed that.
Angel loves your outfit, Oliver.
Oh, appreciate it.
too.
Thank you. This is like my cozy workday outfit now. I'm breaking the overalls in finally. It feels
I
good.
like them.
Feels good.
Hannah says, good evening from Sweden. Tonight I'm tired, so I'm going to hang with you until I either fall asleep or you finish the show.
Nice.
Hannah, we'll see if you finish the show. We got some exciting stuff.
Yeah, super exciting. And it is snowing in South Carolina. So we got that comment in there as well. That's pretty rare. I went to school in South Carolina.
Lucy's socks got wet. Do you see her feet? She's hanging her socks by the furnace to dry. Nobody screamed for Lucy. She can't get up and run. We were looking at Lucy's feet.
How much espresso did Chris have today?
That one that he just showed would have been his 7th for the day.
My what?
Your 7th espresso?
It was my. Well, I don't know how many it was.
Which piece were you inspired by?
I can show
Oliver,
that one
can you
off.
show it?
Chris was inspired by this particular piece.
Okay.
We're going to do something. I got a little bit of the vision from Chris about what he's thinking, but I'll let him explain. I don't want to steal his thunder.
Well, I've got a specific color pattern. There's 3 different colors on that inspirational drawing that I've thought about for a few seconds here. And what it is it's basically, obviously, color is going to be the main influencer on this, but I'm going to have an amorphic kind of sculptural piece that is just like the shapes of that piece that Oliver just showed you. I'm going to use each one of those pieces and try to really make a crazy sculptural design here. This piece will be ground after the fact. This is the base. It's made out of 100% recycled glass, which is a really beautiful light aqua blue, almost cobalt. And yeah, so Oliver's going to be gathering me up a black one, Oliver?
Yup.
All right, you guys, Bess is here. I want you to put in the chat who we should ask for sponsorships this year to kind of help offset the cost of the show. So what type of products do you think that we could showcase in the show that would seem natural? And as I say that, I'm reminded because Bess has her liquid death. Right? I mean, heck, why not?
So once again, you guys, here's the drawing that I'm going to be, and it says on there, Puzzled Mind. And that's a piece that Michelle did a long time ago, and it definitely has a puzzle look to it. And mind might be the state of mind she was in at that time when she made that piece. She may have had a puzzled mind.
Just the piece you get the picture with
You
it?
do. And that one's signed. There's 1 or 2 that are not signed. I will sign them. You do. I was cleaning out some stuff as
Go
one
right for
does
the
in
other one.
January. and seeing some different things. Lucy was with me and she's like, hey, these are kind of cool. And I was like, oh, do you want them? And then Jake said, let's put them on the show. This reminds me right now of like bread, the cooking videos when you watch an Instagram reel where they're making a loaf of bread.
Right.
I will mention that the gimbal has this cool feature on it that we did not know. It extends, and I pulled it out, and it's
Right
quivering.
behind
Yeah, I don't know
The
that it likes
gimbal's
that.
quivering?
It is. When you hold it, you'll see it's quivering. It wasn't like pushed back correctly, and that's all on me. So if anything glitches on the show, I take full responsibility for the quimbling.
It sounds kind of
gimbal.
interesting. I swear it sounds like something like an African animal or something. Like
It's
the quivering
shivering.
gimbal. Be careful. It could
It's
come
not a-
out from behind the tree and get you.
Oh,
not
are
a
you
gimbal
thinking of
tonight,
the
it's a quimble.
Italian gimbalini?
Maybe the
gimbal.
gimbalini.
We have a notepad that we take care. We write down tech issues, so we resolve them by the next week. So quimbling gimbal is on our tech sheet.
So get that as hot as you can.
So this is kind of fun. With the table is drinkware, and I wasn't sure how Chris would interpret this, but he's doing a solid sculpture, which is kind of cool.
I kind of really, you guys find that I usually make a lot of functional stuff. So this particular piece is just going to be a sculpture that's going to be almost something that you set, on the table, on the windowsill in your cabinet. And it's going to be pretty cool looking, pretty organic. I'm ready for you whenever you are, Oliver.
Jake, if you're watching, look behind the glass at the bench. I'm thinking we could get like a magnetic piece of steel that during the shows we just snap on the bench.
Chris,
Hey, yeah.
do you want the blue bit out of recycled glass or out of clear glass?
Blue out of clear, please.
Okay.
I want it to be those reds and blues to be as bright as the drawing. I don't want it to be muddled out a little bit by the recycled glass. Black's okay, you can mix that in there because black's black, right? But when you're talking about a blue, like a nice type of teal blue right there, I definitely don't want that thing messed up by a different color blue.
All right, so there's 3 colors on this image. You did 3 pieces of
Right
glass.
behind you.
What is this going to be?
The third piece is
So
the blue.
The beginning section was the base it sits
The
on.
beginning was the recycled base. It's the sculptural base, and then there's 3 almost puzzle-like / cloud-like pieces of those 3 colors all mixed together. And I'm going to try to keep them as organic as possible by sculpting them with the Taglio, which is this tool right here. And then I'm going to actually use this, but I'm going to superheat them when the time's right and let it fall out so that organic nook just keeps on coming out. Really gets them organic looking. The black's looking good, the red's looking good.
You might want one more flash. I'm soaking up a lot of heat on this one.
You go ahead and do it. I got a lot of heat in the body of this sculpture, but I'm going to keep the punty hot.
This gimbal is hilarious. It's quivering.
It's still
like,
shaking?
Well, it's going to shake the whole show because I didn't line it up right. But it's funny. It's like a dog being nervous.
All right, Oliver, I'm ready when you are.
There's the train. In the summer, we see it more. I This is one of those things too, a little tricky to see when it's hot, all the colors mixed together. But this is sculpting the hot glass using different metal tools. In our creative field of glass blowing, that is still considered glass blowing. You could say it's more sculpting, but use all the same tools and techniques that glass blowing uses.
Yeah, and it is interesting working the glass when it's solid. It's just a different feel, you know, especially when I'm working with 3 opaque colors, so you really have a different look about the way the glass moves and the way the glass feels on the end of the pipe. But somehow, just slamming these colors on here and getting all buck wild, I got it symmetrical. It's perfectly balanced. I don't know how that happens, you guys, but it just kind of comes with my symmetrical brain. Some of you might not be surprised by that. Some of you might even recognize this world-famous shirt that I have on. I thought about that when I was having my espresso shot. I was like, oh boy, I better have the bus shirt on.
That means he's
bus
planning
shirt.
ahead.
Chris is thinking, how can I get in trouble next?
Oliver, do you have a coin in your pocket?
Do I have a? I
Like, could we
don't.
flip a coin? All right, I'll tell you a little secret. Okay, for the next piece, between you and I'd say flip a coin, but since I don't have one, you want to know my go-to secret?
What's your go-to?
Even or odd. Pick a number, like even or odd.
Okay, odds.
Odd. So pull out your phone. Let's see the minute. If it's
It
odd, you go
is-
first.
It's an odd minute. It's 6:29.
All right, you're going next.
That's a good one. Is that
That's
the
good.
new way to flip a coin? Is just doing that?
That's
I like
what
that.
I do.
We resolved that so quickly.
Right?
You
Like-
didn't even have to ask me, am I going to flip the coin over in my hand or not? Nothing. It's
Nothing.
easy.
I do that when I'm going home. Should I take this freeway or that freeway? And then I give each one a number, and then I look.
Okay.
Even or odd. All right, so Oliver, you have time to prep. Pick
I
a
have
drawing
time to prep, so I got to think about what I'm going to do.
and how you're going to be inspired.
So on this one here, guys, I'm trying to heat the end up really hot so I get that organic fallout, but I want to make sure that the base doesn't lengthen out. So this is the second time that I've heated the top up, and using gravity, I'm letting those organic parts fall, but I'm blowing onto the bottom of that.
It's like a giant piece of bubble gum.
It kind of is pretty bubblegum-like. It reminds me of, I remember making some bubble gum out of glass before. But I'm trying to
Making
get the
bubble
end
gum
of this
out of
real,
glass?
real hot so that I get some length out of it. I'd like to have it about another 3 or 4 inches in height on this piece. And it's really going to look pretty organic and tasty.
So Beth stepped out for a second, but she's back. So I'm going to ask a question in the chat. If you guys do you like blowing better or solid sculpting better? Do you see how different they are? We don't do solid sculpting very often. And it's a little bit harder to follow the piece. Now, I know sometimes on the Glass Academy Addicts page on Facebook, people will share videos of like someone making a turtle or a bird or something super heavy duty. But the early stages, it's really difficult to follow that. Usually the videos are like right at the end when they're adding the last flipper, or you can see all the
flipper?
colors. Like if it's a turtle, what do you
Yeah.
call that?
We made turtles out
They're
at the
not
Renaissance
feet.
Festival. Turtles have feet.
Well, they're kind of like
Tortoises,
flippers.
not tortoises. Yeah, is a turtle a water turtle? Sea turtle has flippers.
Yeah.
A regular turtle has feet.
Well, I guess I was thinking of a sea one then.
And tortoises have even crazier feet. They're like prehistoric, like elephant feet almost, with big nails on them.
While I was gone, did we read the comments about the old purple versus the new purple at all?
No. Are
Okay.
they on there?
Yes. So
Nice.
Mary said, shout out to Chris and Jake for the old purple glass and the new purple glass. She got both versions last week. I love both of them. At first I thought I liked the old purple better. However, the more I look at the new purple, I think I like that better. And shout out to Robin, you remembered that I love purple tissue paper.
And they must have been marked, or she watched the show. She knew which was which.
And then Jake said, thanks for the feedback. I think I like the new purple too.
Ah. And then, Jake, I would ask on the show, what is which? Oh, the table went live?
Table went live, so I've got that in the comments for everybody. I will get the member piece up here in a second once I get a final price on that. So just stay tuned for Loyalty League if you're waiting on that. It's still coming. I didn't forget about you.
Might be the new purple.
I believe the giveaway was made with the new purple.
Yeah, and these
It-
look similar. Maybe?
I
hard
think
to
the
say.
one on the left is the old purple. Oliver, can you help us out?
Yeah, I can help.
Is it old purple, new purple? Or are we looking at the same purple?
Because it might be thicker.
We are looking at. Oh yeah, I know the giveaway is new purple.
I knew that one for sure.
The giveaway is new purple. Old purple, new purple. You're correct.
That's what I thought.
I'm still learning it, like with the thickness of the material, because things just naturally get darker.
What do you think, Oliver? It's looking like the piece, huh?
So there's the 3 different colors. You got a beautiful deep red. We've got that teal blue, and then we've got the black, all on a massive recycle.
Base.
What would it be? It's like a asteroid or something.
It does look like a little Haley's comedy.
Comedy? Comet?
Comedy, yeah.
Is
All right.
comedy a
It's
word?
comedy.
Like, I mean,
Comedy? I think so.
Comet
A noun?
hyphen Y. Comedy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this piece is
I-
going to have some grinding done to it. Make it sit flat. Go on, you were saying?
It just, if you watch the annealing reveals, you've heard me say this probably a dozen times, but it is just a treat to watch Chris do his thing. And to see him do like a solid sculptural piece is such like a, I don't know, a breath of fresh air compared to like all the functional work we see him make. So this is just really cool to me. It's a whole different working pace. Like, I'm seeing a whole different set of gears turn in Chris's head.
Yeah, I think you're right. It's kind of out of his element a little bit as far as making goblets over and over and over.
Yeah.
I see him get into a groove with that, whereas this, I kind of see his wheels turning a little bit.
So
This
what-
still is like very much in your wheelhouse. I just don't get to see it as much.
Yeah.
Yeah. There isn't very many times when any of us are in here just playing with the glass. I think the most playing that goes on is on the show, you guys.
Yeah.
And it's pretty
That's
nice.
why I push y'all.
I know. Michelle's definitely over there cracking the whip, making sure that we're thinking out of the box, which is
Well,
amazing.
I don't think I crack
Michelle
a whip.
cracks that whip and demands that we play.
That's right.
How dare she?
I don't have to find a whip now. If any of you have spare whips, send them this way. It'll be next week's show.
So I'm just equalizing the heat, guys, because when you work thick glass, it holds a core heat, and if I knock the thing off on the knockoff bench, which I'm not going to need to do, I've already stamped it right on the side, I can lay this right in the oven and let it knock itself right off in there. I'll give it a light tap, and then I don't have to worry about having any imperfections from the knockoff bench on there. So I think this guy's just about ready to go.
Time to get the gloves ready.
I think I
he's
can
gonna
lay it
knock
right in there, Oliver. Which anneal are we going in? Over here?
Number one.
Number 1?
I got the first piece on the left side, so maybe with that big piece that goes on the right side.
Will you get the door for me so I can just hold this drip of water?
Absolutely.
I don't want to put the drop of water on and then walk 20 paces to the annealing oven, because if I put the water on with a heavy piece like this, it may want to crack and fall off the pipe. Open.
For my loyalty leaguers, that first piece that I believe
Super
Jake
sweet.
named the
All right.
Glacier Cloud
That
Glass
came
All right.
off pretty nice.
is available. A lot going on right now. But loyalty leaguers, check your email for that link. It's available.
Okay.
I'm just gonna stand over here by this nice glory hole, get my back up against it, and get nice and warm.
Get warmed up for a little bit.
Yes.
So that piece I just made you guys comes with this drawing that Michelle has done. It's numbered number 6 of 15, signed by Michelle Plusinski. And
back in like 1984.
back in 1984, long before I knew her. That's when she had a puzzled mind, because that's the name of the piece.
You guys see Bess laughing in the background.
Jake has a
Jesus.
request that next time if we could show the artwork next to the finished piece real quick at the end.
Yes.
That would have been a great idea, and
Okay.
whoever just
That
suggested
was
that.
Jake. I'm getting messy.
No.
Oh, Jake. Well, whoever just suggested that, Jake,
Tell him.
you gotta say it before it goes into the annealing oven.
It was happening like as you guys were already putting it away. My phone was blowing up.
I'm just watching Jake like typing like, hey, wait, please hold the artwork, send.
The
Well,
worst.
great
It's
because
already
I'm
in the
getting,
box.
I'm getting those kinds of text messages, and then just the cat.
This is the funny thing. When one of us isn't here, that's what happens.
So Jake is watching the
Oh my
show with
gosh.
LB.
It might be kind of cool to have some type of like red like strobe light up on the wall that somehow has Bluetooth, so that if any one of us isn't here and the show's going on and we're at home and we notice something and we need to get attention, you can just go on your phone, hit Bluetooth, and hit alarm, and it'll go.
You'd be hitting it like
I
all
know
the time.
I would.
All right, Oliver.
Like a descending disco ball.
That would be nice.
Yeah.
Which one are you choosing, and what you gonna
I-
do?
This one really called out to me.
Oh,
This
nice.
is a bookmark, I believe.
It is.
I really love this color palette, and as I kind of move that around, you can see that really standout gold spots on there. And I was thinking about this as a color pattern, what this would look really cool as. And I'm gonna go for our garden reed design. I'm gonna do
very
something
fun.
similar in that realm. I've never made one to this scale before. But I'm gonna try a little bit of a different curl pattern that I haven't seen us do before and see how that works. I'm getting a little bit experimental. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be great. I'm gonna really enjoy it. I like that color pattern a lot. So I've got a really nice light blue pulled out
Yep.
that I think is gonna be a good match to that.
I agree.
And then while I'm thinking of it, I'm gonna sprinkle on the table a little bit of the aventurine gold.
Which is gonna give that. This was a metallic watercolor, which is pretty cool. And the color he's using will totally be that.
So I've got a good color match. Now it's just like
Can
tapping
you
into
do
that
it?
Chris Nordine side of like my brain of getting sculptural with it. So a little bit different. If you haven't seen one of these before, I'm shouting like I'm not wearing a microphone. Instead of a standard rod here, we have a copper tube on the end with a cotter pin through it. So we're going to be able to detach that, and then it can go on a spike in your garden once like it's done being negative 75 and it starts being springtime again. So gather this up and we're going to get started.
So I didn't hear because I was over there taking care of business. But you're gathering it up on a piece of copper because this is going to be a sculptural piece that can be displayed in the garden or in the ground.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nice. Takes a real steady hand to do a lap gather over the end of a piece of copper, guys.
I gotta let that copper heat up just a little bit more.
And just like on the metal, if you try to gather molten glass on a cold piece of copper or a cold blowpipe, it won't even stick to the blowpipe or the copper because of the metal. Has to be super hot. So he's got a nice gather on there, and he's going to let that be his stabilizer gather, which
I'm
means
gonna gather a little bit more on
Yep.
top of this.
He gets his first gather on there, lets that harden up, then he's going to gather a bigger gather over that. Oh, there they are, sipping on a Coke over here, guys. Mother and daughter. My mic's on.
Maybe this could be a sponsor. Now back to the action.
Have a Coke and a smile, right? All right, Ollie's going into the teal. I love it.
Whoa, don't spin so fast on the camera. That was painful.
Oh my goodness.
I thought you were talking about me and the color. I was like,
I'm having
No.
a shaking
I
gimbal
walked over and
experience.
was like, what?
oh yeah.
Yep.
Does it feel like we're in an earthquake?
Not exactly sure what it reminds me of. It kind of reminds me of like when your phone vibrates.
He's such a hoodlum. What is this one?
Let me make sure my mic's on. Yep, my microphone's on. So I've got 2 coats of color on this. I'm probably going to go for, I think, 3 or 4, just because I want to stretch this pretty far. And I don't, like, the last thing I want is to stretch this out to my final size and have that blue lighten up more than I expected. So I'd rather go for an extra coat now and make sure it's plenty dense than have it be on the edge.
Yeah. I was doing some rondelles for a big project I'm doing, guys, and I was in here with Lucy working yesterday, and a couple of the large rondelles that I were doing, which were like 20-inch diameter rondelles,
Oh, they're huge.
I put like 11 coats of color on there, Oliver.
Yeah.
I mean, I felt like I was like writing a book. 15
yeah.
minutes just getting the color
Yeah.
ready.
And you have such a huge gather when you're doing that too. Like,
Yeah.
oh my goodness. It's a lot of weight to be handling.
Yeah, Lucy was doing an amazing job bringing me some big bits and some big punnies and taking the pieces off the end of the pipe.
All right, so I got this aventurine on the table here, so I'm going to roll over all that.
You're going to get, he's getting some up on the tip. So aventurine is a really beautiful, sparkling, opaque color that is originated in Italy on the island of Murano. They pretty much invented aventurine. And what it basically is it's powdered copper flakes melted into glass. And when it's in the crucible, they'll melt a whole crucible of glass. All the copper flakes will float up to the top after it's melted for like about the top 4 or 5 inches of the glass. And then they literally turn the tank off and bust the glass out of it, large, huge chunks. And you can see where it's crystal, and then it turns into the aventurine color at the top with all that beautiful sparkling. It pretty much looks just like sand. I think it's called sandstone, isn't it? Moonstone, maybe? That's
I
like
think Moonstone's what you're thinking of.
really sparkly. But it's a super nice color to work with. Very traditional Italian. They'd use those on a lot of the Venetian goblets, a lot of that Art Deco stuff. Wow, let me see if I can zoom in on that and show off this.
And we got time. I'm letting this cool down quite a
they
bit. So
can
I want
see
to
it.
gather over it and let it really get a
Stay
skim
right there.
coat.
Let's keep spinning it slowly. The sparkles are happening. I love it. Oh boy, I'm going to get some brownie points from Michelle too. Look
There
at that
we
glass
go.
blowing.
Now,
poster
real
in the
quick,
back.
just spin around as fast as you can, Chris. So when I gather this with clear glass, that's going to really preserve like the glossy, very like glass look that it is right now. It's not going to mat out on us at all. And then it's going to magnify all of those colors as well, so that aventurine is going to look a little bit larger in the final piece.
For a long time, I always just was standard practice to never have aventurine not encased in crystal, because it does reduce. And when Oliver said it's not going to mat out, that means that all that like heavy metal in the aventurine comes to the surface and burns it out, and it turns like a really smoky gray, and you can't even see that reflection of the iridescence. So he wants to encase it in crystal so that it can't be affected by the flame in the glory hole.
Really letting that strip off.
Oh yeah, looking good. Nice gather.
And you can see all that sparkling underneath. Whew. All right.
Sparkling underneath.
I guess I don't know if the camera picks that up or not.
It did on the first one, but that second one, it wasn't picking it up.
Yeah, way too glowing orange. So now I got to build this temperature back up. And this is where I kind of just need to feel this out, and I got to do some experimenting here, is that I want to give it one marver, make sure it's nice and cylindrical. I only want to do that one marver, and I want to heat it up and get ready to stretch it out. And I want to do like, if you're looking at it, how do I want to say it?
How do you want to say it, Oliver?
I want to like spiral, like the hypnotizer spiral, but I want it to be like...
Oh, like a galaxy vortex of some
like
kind?
Like spiral around this way to a finer point.
I like it. Well,
I just got to think about how that goes.
We're going to see it go down right here before your very eyes, folks, on the gathering point. I'm pretty sure this is show 302. What is it? All right, it's show 302, guys.
And you could tell them our question. We haven't done that yet.
Well, I will tell you guys the question. We haven't gone over the feature table yet? Whoa.
We have. We've already got...
There's not much left.
Yeah. Some things are going fast, but we still got some amazing pieces left. Our question for our giveaway this week is, if you could combine glass art with another art form, what would it be? So examples: painting and music, glass mixed with fabric or metal. Give us some ideas. What would you like to see? You're going to send your answer to that question to enews@glassacademy.com. Make sure when you do that, you put your name in the email as well, please.
I know what I would. Whoa! Look at that sparkle action.
That's pretty cool.
I would blend glass blowing as a craft with another art form. I would most likely pick cheese making.
How would that work, Chris?
You pretty much blow glass, then in between every piece you eat some unbelievable brie.
Okay.
And then I've combined those two together, so that's
that.
a pretty sweet situation, guys, don't you think? All right, Oliver's going for the squish. You heard it. Right from the squisher's mouth. That smoke that's coming off the taglia is beeswax, and it allows the glass to not be scratched by the metal. You saw it smoking right there. It really lubricates it, and especially when you're flattening something with the taglia, which is the steel paddle, it's a nice thing to do is have a little bit of wax on there. Now look at this. He's getting rowdy, folks, and he's all corded up.
Did you see that, Jake? Cord on the microphone.
Your mic's off.
I almost thought that it was a blowhoser for a minute.
Oh, wait a second. Roland, are you watching? Jake, were you watching? Did you see that cord? We're looking to get some new mics that are cordless.
That would be great.
So no mishaps happening. Looks like a surfboard.
Are you making a tongue? That looks like a magic witch's tongue or something. That's what I think.
This is a really hard shape to reheat. You can see I'm trying to get in there. It's flipping, flopping. It's like a fish.
Yeah, nice and floppy.
All right, here he goes, guys. This is the twist action here. Ooh.
Now keep in mind, Oliver does torch work, so sometimes these moves he does on a smaller scale. I've seen some of the pendants and different things that he makes. It's a whole different ball of wax making it this size glass.
But that could be an earring.
That is the spiral that I wanted. I want to take one more heat and just see if I can soften up that tip, maybe get it a little bit more even.
What about if you preheated it with torch first and then went in so you didn't lose complete control up by the pipe?
That would be a really smart way
Oliver,
to do it.
is your mic on? Everybody
We're
tonight.
learning how to manage our mics. We do have some new tech coming next week. Roland's going to be on the show showing us some new things. Bess is going to have a little office, which is going to be super fun. Can't tell you about that now. And I know Jake is at home going, wait, what? What's going on? How do I do this?
I was going to ask somebody out there, since we were talking about the Red Wings.
We were not talking about the Red Wings.
We weren't? I could
At
have.
all.
It was in my own head then, I think. But since I was thinking about the Red Wings, I was going to ask somebody out there in at-home land to keep us updated on what's going on when the game starts in 6 minutes. So, Jake, that's your job, pal.
Can you stay focused on our audience here?
What? I'm sure Carrie's out there, and I'm sure she's
and you
interested.
want her to change the channel, or do you want her to watch us?
No, I'm sure she's probably got her one earphone in listening to the Red Wings game, and one other one in listening to us.
Oliver, everybody loves your piece so far. I just wanted to throw that out there.
Well, thank you, everybody. I
You've got
appreciate the kind words.
A message in all capital letters from Jody. You've got the caps lock on. People are so excited about this.
I got the cats locked in.
Caps lock, like the capital letters.
Caps lock.
I mean, I'm sure that there are cats locked in as well. I'm sure LB is having a great time watching with Jake. But
You know, Jake, that's what we want to know. Is LB interested in what's going on the screen right now?
And
All
I
right,
will
I've got to call
say,
it there.
the garden splashes, we rotate our garden art every year. So do you guys want to see more of these? Is this the style of
Maybe, like the color pattern absolutely is what inspired this, but maybe I just want it to be spring so bad.
I know.
Because I'm tired of our 1 week of winter that we've had.
It is only 1 week.
So I'll hold this up, rotate it nice and slow.
That
wait,
is
wait.
tasty.
There you go, Jake.
Inspiration.
So what colors is that, Oliver?
This is a super light blue that's like a really, really close match to what is on the art piece. Just a little less like green tint to it. And then the tureen on there is an exact match to that metallic color on there as well.
Very
I'm going to
cool.
go out on a limb and call it teal.
Teal.
That's right.
You could call it teal.
With a T. I like it. All right, so now this is going to be coming off of the pipe a little bit differently than other things. Michelle, why don't you get in there? Maybe. But he's going to be pulling it off, and we're going to be... Did you stamp it, Oliver?
These
I
don't get
did not
stamped.
stamp
Let's
it.
get back in there.
Let me stamp it real quick.
I caught him, folks. Jake, if you could slap me 5 through the camera, I'd get that going right now. There it was.
Downloading.
And while I'm thinking of it, that's what I really want to pull that guy out. Over
Yeah,
a
don't
pair of
lose
tweezers.
Jody said yes, her cat is also watching. So you've got the caps lock and the cats locked in.
Ah, nice. So we're working on the rail over here, folks. Look at that.
Wait,
It's coming
wait,
together.
Wait.
What?
We're not talking about that right now.
What are we talking about? The
This
stamp?
piece, let's get it put away.
What's
It's all
that?
over the place.
People are on the edge. It doesn't hook on my ear.
Dave says, Chris, I just heard the bus start up.
Thanks.
Thanks, Dave. Jesus. If I walked away from him in the middle of a piece, it'd be the world's end. Let's get this piece in the box, and then we can look at the rail.
I can't walk away from anybody. I don't have the camera. There's the GA stamp.
Right there for everyone to see.
I'm going to grab the granny grabbers.
As he does this, I want to let you guys know that first piece that
That
Chris
aren't
took
here?
lead on
They're on the middle marver.
is now available through the website. I'll get that link up in the comments for you.
I might be able to just dip this guy right off.
You're going to put them right inside the oven?
I'm going to try.
The Loyalty League piece is
See
still
if he'll
available
shake right off.
as well.
You need me to push it, or you got it? Oh, look
Got
at
it.
that.
Came off perfect.
That was nice.
That
Nice
came off
work,
real nice.
Oliver.
Thank you.
All right, if
right.
you want to take them for a ride and show them the railing.
All right, I'm going to put this piece of equipment right here that I've got in my hand away.
I'll take
All
that.
right. I guess now I've got permission, Dave, to come show you guys the rail that I'm working on, which is this live edge walnut. It's not secured down yet, as you can see. But I did get the the whole press broke 3/16 material here all welded together with multiple seams per section. Check that out. And we're going to get these rails up in the next 2 days because we've got our inspection on Friday by the city, and we're going to be city and fire department, so that stuff is going to be happening. There you see the Michigan room there, guys, and it's looking real good, but I'm excited to be doing that. Yeah, so I'm just giving you guys the spin around tour because maybe I'll show you the table since Michelle and those guys are talking. I can't get in trouble showing you this. Can I show the table? All right. The tumbler number 10 is a nice one.
It also worked great as a vase, too.
And it could be a little vase as well, too. Back about 30 years ago, Michelle and I had a wholesale line of vases, and we called them picnic vases. And they had they were about this size, but they were an amphora shape at the top, and then a big old giant massive glass on the bottom. And when you put your picnic blanket out, you would put that right on your blanket and have flowers in it, which was pretty cool. But I'm totally on board. Do all these pieces come with a handmade Michelle bookmark? Is that what I'm seeing here, Bess?
I don't think so. I think they were just made for, like, they're up there for decoration, but I could be wrong.
I don't know, man. I think that there's something going on. But number 4 is getting the treatment. No free bookmark with that one. But that's a gorgeous piece. Can I show the giveaway?
Yeah, absolutely. So this is the piece that is getting given away tonight that was made last week on our Goblet Show. Beautiful, beautiful piece by Chris with our new purple.
That was a Glencairn mega piece. I'm talking, this thing is crazy. Look at that connection point. It's so tiny in the middle, and I knew it was going to be tiny and fragile, so I put those 3 handles on so that it would extra support that Glencairn top, which is a beautiful piece. I mean, I'm telling you guys, that's the first time I've seen it since last week, and I love that piece. Someone's going to be real lucky, whoever wins that piece. So, Ollie, what are you up to over here? You getting ready?
Not in anything, man, okay? We're not doing anything. There's no secrets going on.
All right, all right.
There's no strange plans.
We got Michelle over here. She's working on her piece. Michelle got a real nice gather here on the end of the pipe because, you know what? Yeah, and I told Oliver, but I didn't tell Michelle, but I was in here late last night with Lucy working on the bar rail, and we filled the furnace, charged it all the way to the top, so it's super, super full. And if you don't warn the glass blowers that the tank's full, like I did to Oliver, they go in and take a nice stab at gathering the glass, and they go way too deep. And Michelle just went in there pretty darn, she went to the depths. But now she's going to redo it, and she knows where she's at. She's going to show her skills. Watch this. Here she goes. Don't try whistling and gathering at the same time, folks. It's like tapping your stomach and patting your head. Let me take a look. Oh, now that's what I'm talking about, Shell. All right. Yeah, that's right. That's Michelle. Super gatherer.
My mic is not my mic. And
You don't have the mic
maybe
that's
I just
sculpted
gotta
to your ears.
squeeze it around my ear.
She's going in for another molten gather, guys. That glass is cooking right about 2,000. I'm guessing it's probably somewhere around 2,087 degrees or so. We'll see about that.
It was very specific.
While looking right over at the temperature gauge.
Right? Did we show what Michelle was
it won't
inspired
focus
by?
because I'm burning up by the
Not
furnace
yet.
door. Yow!
Chris has gone rogue with the camera.
Yes, sir.
We need that cameraman over
Can Adventurine be pulled really thin and hold its
Here's
color?
a great
If you
view
have a piece of
Noah.
bar,
Oh, there's Michelle.
it's all the same. Let's see what the boss over here has got going on. She's going in some orange. Look at that. And you have your inspired drawing? It's
This guy right here.
Oliver knows the story.
A lot of beautiful orange on there. Some great metallic color.
Let's see what it looks like
Up against that,
up against your
it's
shirt.
the same orange.
Very nice.
It's the same orange.
Oh boy.
They're not ready for it, Chris.
So really, they're inspired by your hair.
Very well could be. And if you buy this piece, you'll get a lock of it.
Oh.
What? And Chris gets to remove it.
And Chris, I don't know
Right
about
off
all
the top.
that. I don't know about all that.
All right, Oliver, let's do the clear, about as thick as my finger. I'm going to go down one side and come back the other side. So it's got to be enough to go down and around.
Everybody's mics are on.
Down and around.
I
Yep.
can hear
Got it.
everyone, yes.
All right, I love it when everyone's mics are on. I heard on the rumor vine the other day that there was going to be a mass shop cleanup, and
There
Jake
was.
and the crew did a massive shop cleanup, you guys, and I'm telling you, it is spotless in here. I'm talking spotless. You could, if you wanted to, eat a raw egg off the floor in here.
I mean, I wouldn't suggest
Oh
it.
no, eat a raw egg.
I mean, I don't know. Somehow
wants to
there's
eat a
like
raw
frying
egg.
egg, but it's not hot on the floor, so it's not going to work.
I will say when I worked on Thursday after they did their big shop cleaning, the guys were so proud of how shiny the marbles were.
Yeah.
I mean, everything did look really great in here. The floor was scrubbed. Everything was nice and shiny.
Would you like
I did
another
all
one?
4.
Well,
No.
shiny marvers.
So now is that bit.
I was at the
In
machine
tobacco.
shop
Yep.
store, and
And we're
I
gonna go
found this incredible piece of equipment that is
Still want
made
that
for
encased in
surface
clear?
grinding metal
tobacco.
and paint. So Jacob, I got it and gave it to Jake, and him and the boys went nuts. And look at the top of the marvers; they're spotless. The mystery hole is still on the front of the marver, though, guys. Which don't know why. We just got to. Because it's not my job to lift the 400-pound marver. It's the crew's. It doesn't matter. Somebody else needs to do it, not me.
Michelle, your mic is off. Is that on purpose? Uh-huh.
She's got a lot going on over here. It's looking good. I can tell you guys, and it's really with everybody when you're watching somebody else blow glass. It's really tough because you want to jump in and you want to say, do it this way, do it that way, or do it my way. But that's not the case because everybody blows glass a little bit differently. And Michelle definitely blows glass different than I do. And over the
Okay,
years,
I'll be
many
ready when
years
you're
of us
ready.
working together, I've learned that I just watch it all come together when she's making it. And at the end, I
need
love
one more
the
flash,
piece.
Michelle.
Sometimes
I'm gonna need one more flash
on the
from you
journey
before I'm
from
ready.
beginning to end, I'm getting frustrated, but I can't. That's my own baggage. So she's getting ready to put some type of a trail on here using the bearings. And the bearings are these rollers right here, folks. See that? And Oliver's bringing her a bit. She's going to go for a flash. We got to think of some name for the mysterious green casting in the corner of the bar. It's like the Hulk.
I've got all the color I want.
All right, here we go.
Okay.
Well, I'm going to try to get in a real nice close-up shot of this.
Coming your way in 5 seconds.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Rusty girl. It's okay though.
Nice looking trail right there. She's got some
I mean, that's all the same diameter.
no good. So she's spinning it real quick, trying to get some of that trail that she put on there to release and create a sculptural pattern that's a one-of-a-kind pattern, which pretty much ties right in with that drawing. That she, look at that.
Rusty.
It looks
that
beautiful.
looks so good. That looks exactly like the drawing.
It's so cool. Well, like I said before, you guys, if I would have jumped in and tried to do that move that she did, it wouldn't look anything like what she wanted. It would look like something completely different. And she just jammed it, so nice work, Shell. Give her a round of thumbs, folks.
A round of thumbs.
We used to say that all the time in the beginning of the show, remember? We'd get thumbs up and people were like, bloop, bloop.
Oh, yeah, from the Facebook side of things. Yeah.
We're streaming on Facebook and YouTube right now, right?
Yep.
All right.
Our end of 2025 goal is also to bring back streaming to MySpace.
MySpace. That's when Oliver really had his first social media
The
site
first social media.
for his accordion band.
I was a part of an accordion band, an accordion quartet.
That's all they knew when he was way up north at school.
Look how cool.
I will say, if you follow us on TikTok, we have streamed a couple times on TikTok live the past couple weeks as a test. If
Very
you
cool, very
have
cool.
caught us in a live, let us know. I want to know what you guys are thinking about that. We can get a
We
lot
got
of
some
views.
type of rope menagerie going on over
You plug
here.
in the social media, Bess?
What's
Check
happening
it
here,
out.
Lucy?
I mean, that's a cool
she's
way to
making
see
a
like
dog
what's
toy
going
out
on
of
during
1,000
classes.
feet
You're
of
both
rope.
talking at the same time.
Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. So now that Michelle got that unbelievable pattern that pretty much matches this sweet bookmark color pattern,
And you get both. But wait, there's more.
she's melting it into the surface and creating a smooth surface with just a color pattern on the surface. And I know the color she
Smooth
used,
jazz.
she's got a tobacco, which has got
Tobacco.
a lot of silver in it, which is a really beautiful color, especially when you put it on orange. Those two colors together are definitely the Oliver vibe.
That yeah, very much so. This is a piece meant for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not opposed to anyone buying it and giving it to Oliver either.
So, well, I mean, you have
You
this
blow.
unbelievable mass of glass with a gorgeous color pattern on it on the end of the pipe, but I don't think what anybody out there has really been told is, what is it going to be, Michelle?
Just a drinking glass.
What is it going to be?
Drinking glass.
A drinking glass.
I
All
like
right.
functional. I want the color pattern to shine.
Nice. I like it.
I'm going to go to the Marver.
She's
Just
coming
so you
over
know.
to the Marver. Oh, then another cool thing, and Dave, you might be interested in this, or any other glass blowers out there, but
Man, those Marvers.
since these Marvers were cleaned and they've got some tooth on the surface where you can actually feel the tooth, I've been able to like spin the color and spin the massive glass just by marvering it on the Marver and using that tooth to twist it up on the pipe.
Have you show off the rollers? Because those used to be super rusty, the rollers
Oh,
right
yeah.
up here on that Marver. And now they're just shining.
You can't.
That's a big shout out to Jake for doing that. He spent a lot of time getting those all nice and polished.
The whole Marver looks so shiny, it's almost blinding.
Completely transforms how the shop looks. Like, in such a major way, having those Marvers nice and polished.
Now,
Oh, I'm supposed to mention we have openings in our class on Friday.
Friday night's class. What
Yep.
time is the class?
They start at 5 or 6 p.m.
5 or 6 p.m. And what do you make in the class? I know this
You'd
is going
have
to be
to
a
go
specific.
online to look.
Oh,
I
Have to
don't
go
remember.
online to look, or if you cannot show me on my phone during the show, I'll look it up while I'm working with Michelle.
all
Okay,
right.
blow.
Let us know.
And then also Thursday we're doing drop-in glass blowing. Man, this color's stiff. Sorry, Allie.
Orange and tobacco are probably two of the stiffest colors besides yellow.
Jesus.
So
Friday.
we're doing drop-in. What does that mean? Drop-in glass blowing on Thursday.
watch
We got live
glass
glass blowing on Thursday.
So you're coming to watch, not
Come
to
and
do.
watch.
Drop in whenever you want. We're here. We're blowing glass.
So open glass blowing, and normally we close at 4 o'clock, but we're going to be open, right? Later.
4 to 7.
4 to 7
We're
we're going to
open
be.
4 to 7. You can come and watch us blow glass. We'll have everyone there in the shop. So if you're curious, you know, we got myself, Matt, Jake will be there, Tabea will be there. And then the Friday classes in the evening are our ring holder. So if you need a new place to store all your rings,
Okay, Blow. This would be a great class because he can't talk right now. The other thing about the ring holder is you get to use the big torch. Ha, this is so good.
Looking good. So the class that there's available spots, 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock, is a ring tello class,
Yep.
which is a ring holder, and that means we have spaces open. All you have to do is go online.
I have to double check. I think I'm
ClassAcademy.com.
teaching that class on Friday.
Bess will be here Friday night.
Oh, you get to meet Bess in person.
I won't be here. Look at that, nice looking. Did you see that flame that came off the neck of the piece? That was from the wax on the shears. The beeswax is a trusty
This
tool.
is stiff.
It's that orange. Chris, do you want to
Great.
swap on camera job? That way you can start thinking about your next inspiration piece as well?
Sure.
All right.
And I can paddle and bring a punny for Michelle.
Well, I figured we'd make this a triple combo team.
Triple combo.
Yeah, have Michelle be the gaffer, me and you as assistants on it.
I like it.
Add a little extra story to it.
Should we do the drawing Jake wanted?
You gonna need a little air?
I do.
Yeah, that's stiff orange you're working there, Shell.
Shit. I'd say. I
Albert.
was
This isn't a
told
combo we
I'm-
get to see very often on the pipe, I feel like.
Did
This
you
is
happen to get a
true.
zoom in on my new clogs I'm breaking in?
No, I didn't even notice you were wearing the new ones.
I'm
Forget
telling you,
the glass, we
I'm-
got new shoes to show off.
I'm feeling really Norwegian.
Are clogs Norwegian?
Yeah.
I believe you. I just feel like I need Hannah in the chat to confirm. I don't know why. I feel like Sweden and Norway are close to each other, but
They are.
They
Sweden,
are.
Norway, Finland,
Paddle?
Russia.
A paddle? A paddle?
He's right there with you.
All right. He's working the camera.
I can do it.
All right, well,
I thought we were going for the cap and paddle, the cup paddle.
nope. Chris.
Don't take me away from paddling, Bess.
I
We
thought
gotta
were done
paddle
paddling,
first.
I'm sorry.
I think it's interesting that in a day where we have so little rules,
Okay.
you're the one doing drinkware, Michelle.
Aha. It's just classic. I get to see the pattern. Plus, it's like, it's what I want to drink out of.
Yeah. Something about that like really reminds me of like a birch tree.
Oh
The
yeah,
original
that would
design.
make sense. I like the thicker, clear trail. You're not going to be able to tell now, but it pushes the color deeper.
Are you putting a Maurice on this?
I can. Sure, why not? Why not?
The Maurice on there adding a little bit of extra thickness on the bottom.
But it's more to protect the color.
That as well.
Common in Sweden.
What was that, Bess?
Okay, so the clogs could be Swedish as well.
Clogs and ducks.
Sweden is Norwegian. And I can tell you what, you guys, I have my own hand-carved wooden clogs that I made. And I tried walking around the block in them one time, and it was the worst experience I ever had. I got like 6 houses from the house.
Ready?
And could barely walk. Had to turn back.
Because they were so comfortable?
So uncomfortable.
Oliver, class question for you.
Yeah.
Mary says, are you still doing happy hour?
We're
We
still
are.
doing happy hour. We are fully booked on happy hour through to April right now. We just changed how that class, excuse me, how the pricing of that class works. So now it is a $50 deposit, and you come in, and we basically, it's like a custom order slot essentially. So we come in and we work with you, we talk about your design, and we figure out the price, and everything turns out just the way it needs to.
And Jake did mention to me that because we were booked all the way out to August, that you guys were talking about.
April.
He
I
said
got it.
August.
We are booked all the way out through April. I have the May-August schedule in my hands when I'm sitting at the computer.
Well, he mentioned we're going to probably be switching to 2 Thursday nights.
Yeah, that's what we're looking at, doing
I
twice
like
a
it.
month happy hour.
So no shortage.
Yeah.
Michelle's having ear trauma here, but I'll hold this for her while she gets her microphone taken care of.
All right, Roland, if you're watching, we can't get those new mics soon enough.
I think what I would love to have is like we have like the battery pack for the microphone, and then we have the microphone attached to the ear. If the cord attached between the two could be like 10 feet long, that way it drags on the floor as I'm walking. That would be really nice as well.
Michelle, did you want me to
Clean those? Yes.
Clean those? Want me to give you a new pair?
No, I was able to muscle through
You're
it.
already good with it?
I am good with it.
I noticed
They
a
were
little bit of
some
smoke coming off the end of her
Waxy tweezers.
and that's because there was some wax on there. And really, basically that happens from there being wax in the water, and then when you dip the tweezers in the water, it gets all over the wax gets all over the end of the tweezers.
Why is there wax in the water?
There's always wax in the water.
There's no stopping wax in the water.
But I just figured I'd make a little tiny.
All right, what was the question of the day?
Yeah, question
Before
of
we
the day
move on
is-
to that,
Yes.
if it's all right, I'm still hung up on the fact that while we were like doing the rotation, you were like, "Oh, I'm rusty," but I'm like, I'm watching you blow glass, and now that I'm on the camera, I really get to focus on it. I see all these like the little moves that you're doing are always like the advanced style of doing the move. It's like taking the Maurice with the jacks instead of with the diamond shears. It's after you trim, you like pre-widen out the opening with the shears.
These are the things that's like riding a bike you don't
Yeah,
lose.
I'm noticing like all the little moves that like you still are using like the advanced technique that I'm still trying to figure out how to do.
Like this one, the color's messing with me, right? So I'm going to the paddle and then push that lump down, but that clear wants to push out way faster.
Yeah.
Thank you.
A lot of people don't
true.
know that different colors melt at different temperatures.
And we're using one of the stiffest colors we have, which is
Yeah.
the opaque orange.
Yep, and tobacco's pretty soft overall, so when you're talking about soft and hard together, and then the crystal being a different melting point as well,
Makes
it
me-
makes it funky.
Yeah.
Funky. So I just gotta like push it into place
You gotta force it.
and not turn
You gotta
fast.
You gotta crack the whip.
crack the whip.
Tell that glass
hold
it's
it
time to have
down
fun.
to get that little lip out.
Now, Bess, if you want, what's the question tonight?
Yeah,
So
Oliver.
sorry to cut you off earlier.
So, question of the night is, if you could combine glass art with any other art form, what would it be?
Oh.
Chris, I need-
Chris would have to probably say
He said
Glass
cheese
it-
making.
with cheese making. Is
I
that what
was
you said?
combining it with cheese making.
Mr. Carpenter and Blacksmith wants to combine glass with cheese making. That's a,
You could
that's
drink
not what I
out of a
would
glass
guess.
while you're tasting
I was gonna say
cheese.
cheese rolling,
Cheese rolling.
like those guys over in some other crazy country that roll the giant things of cheese down the hill and they get broken legs and broken arms by the giant cheese wheel. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
It's dangerous. Killed by a rolling giant thing of cheese.
I guess I'm thinking of like stuff that's already like multimedia with glass. And I'm thinking of those you know, like those plasma balls where it's got all like the tendrils of electricity coming out of the middle and you touch it
Oh,
and
yeah.
it goes to your hand.
The positive ion distributor.
Yeah, that sounds really Star Trek what it should be.
That's what it is.
I am so like when it comes to electricity, I know nothing about it. It's like a black magic thing, and I would love to learn a little bit about why those work and like could I make one?
What you want to do is you want to lick it with your tongue
Yeah, I feel like
because you do get electrocuted when you do that.
that would either make me really, really smart or really, really not smart.
I don't know where the butter knife is.
Probably with the butter.
Oh, really quick. Give me 1 second while they're polishing that. Let me grab this guy here.
got it.
Sorry for the fast spins, everybody. Can we take 1 second, Michelle?
Very
Smart
nice.
move.
There it is. Okay.
Yeah.
Into the
Lovely.
box it goes.
Lovely, lovely.
Nice work.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Very cute.
The good
Where are we
wombo
at
combo.
time-wise? 7:23. We're doing a combo piece next.
We
that
do
what
a
I heard?
triple combo.
I thought.
I
that's
thought
what
that
you
I
guys
thought
were
we
talking.
just did the triple combo. I think you want to take point of the next one, and
Okay.
I'll take
Yeah.
it to the table for a second.
Yes, you and
Go
Michelle
over.
go over the table. You go over anything you want while I get ready to get started, and that's that.
All right. Do you want to do housekeeping first, or should I go
Oh,
to?
yeah. Let's do
I was gonna
housekeeping.
say we could do some housekeeping right now. I don't have anything crazy going on.
Okay.
I've got our beautiful giveaway, our new purple 3-handled Glencairn inspired little goblet. He's a cutie. So
I
our
love that piece.
giveaway question for last week was, do you have any tattoos? If you do, tell us a little bit about them. If you don't, is there anything keeping you from that? Just kind of talk a little bit about it. We got a ton of answers. I've got, I think, 4 pages full of answers. I mean, you can see it's all back to front, ton of answers. It is.
Tattoo is crazy, you guys. I had no idea this was like, go, go, go.
Yeah. Some people went very in depth about their tattoos. 2 tiger and 2 dragon, a longhorn steer skull on my shoulders with feathers hanging from the horns. Like, we've got all kinds of description, which I think is really awesome in here.
Read this one.
Some people said, don't have one, don't want one, but definitely a valid art form. Someone said, no tattoos. When my sons wanted them, I said, think about the clothes you wore 5 years ago. Would you still wear them? Tattoos are forever. One got 2, the other did not.
That's what keeps me from getting tattoos.
Oh, seriously?
That's fair.
Yeah.
Let's see. We've got a lot of people have tattoos that are kind of more memorial for loved ones who have passed. Names of people or signatures. I think the signature ones are really cool, where they've gotten, you know, mom or dad's or grandma or grandpa's signature. One of their loved ones. It's a lot. There's a lot of things
We
going on
got
here.
a lot going on.
Let's see here. Our winner said, I have many, but the most meaningful are for loved ones who've passed. Ooh. They make me smile. So, congratulations to, I had to start hiding this because I would accidentally show it while I'm flipping through my clipboard. So congratulations to Sue.
Congratulations, Sue.
So Sue, you're going to get an email about how to get that lovely, beautiful purple Venetian cup, as Donna is calling it, sent out to you. Michelle's going to hand model
Wonderful.
here real quick. But absolutely beautiful piece to add to your growing collection.
Beautiful.
Love that one.
Is there any other specific housekeeping items for this week, Michelle?
Valentine's is coming up. We have a ice snowman special that we'll get that on the website Thursday because it's so icy cold. Some of our recycled snowmen, we're going to have a special deal on those
Very cool.
Thursday. We did give a special in the e-news for hearts, our solid glass heart. Think ahead. You got this deal now. They're going to go up to regular price next week. So plan ahead. You'll get it shipped in time, and then you can give it out as a gift, which is amazing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Good idea.
Yeah. So that's
then-
our love to you guys. Thank
Absolutely.
you.
Very nice. I'm excited to get into Valentine's Day themed
Yeah,
stuff.
I mean, it seems early, but that's where we've got a plan so we can get the stuff to you guys and you can share it.
Valentine's classes, is that our beautiful sparkle glass hearts again,
so
Oliver?
beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
Could you show those real quick?
I can take a walk over and show them off.
'Cause I
That's
think
coming
that those
up
are
here.
Absolutely amazing. Every year around Valentine's Day.
Oh,
we do
Michelle's
some
bringing them
special
over. She's a
classes.
champion.
If you have not made one of these before, or maybe you have and you want to make a second one, I definitely recommend signing up for class. I haven't made one of these yet, but I love watching them get made.
Can I see that orange
love,
one too?
But
watching our
best
students
employees.
pick out their sparkle glass, they get very into picking out those
Oh,
very
yeah.
specific pieces.
I would say that we redesigned this class in the last year, so now everything's encased in clear crystal.
And it
so
looks
even
better.
if you've taken the heart class in
old
like the
style.
last 5 years, 7 years, I would encourage you to think about coming back this year because we've updated it, and I think that it's just getting better and better. And as we keep on teaching more and more, I mean, Matt does such a wonderful job teaching this class. I try to do my best every time. Jake will be involved in that. We might, fingers crossed, have Tabea involved on this class as well. This is a class the team really takes a lot of pride in.
I've had people come, they want to remember their mom that might have passed or something like that. So you can come to the class alone. Or if you want to come and you want your loved one to make the item and you watch and you're the guest. So we sell these guest tickets and you can come and enjoy the whole class and one person makes it. So
Yeah.
it's kind of fun. Not everyone wants to do glass blowing. I don't know why, but
Well, it's intimidating for some people, and I
Yeah.
understand that.
yeah, that's true. All right. What we got going on?
I'm going to tell you right now, that's one I picked out. And for a long time, my favorite color was teal. And we've got the Granny Apple Green, and we've got some beautiful Aventurine Copper on here. But there's two shades of blue, the teal and a little bit of a darker blue. And I did want you guys to see that knuckle of mine. Isn't that looking real sweet there, Oliver?
Yeah, it's looking real good. Looking fresh.
That's where the tungsten prick went through and came out right through there on the other side.
I
Oh my God.
Yeah, speechless. But I do
don't know how
have
to deal with that one.
I do have the Granny Green size 1 that I'm going to have be the ball up to get this texturous ball on this bookmark. And then I've got the Aventurine size 1, and I'm going to do a dab of each and very, very lightly melt them in so they're textures on the surface of this wine glass I'm making.
Okay, and that's going to be interesting because Aventurine and Granny have very different melting temperatures, right?
Yep.
So that's really going to push.
And I'm going to barely melt them in. I want them to be bumpy on the surface, just like those dots that are on that bookmark that Michelle made, because they're
Okay.
like water droplets of paint. So here we go.
Okay. Any comments in the chat, Bess, any questions, any nice comments?
Yeah, so we got some love for the hearts. Somebody asked if the hearts were for sale, and I did answer in the comments, but I'm going to say it here as well. We do have a different style of heart for sale, but the ones with the sparkle glass are only available through our classes. We really try to keep our class products and our gallery products separate so that there's no overlap. The only thing you'll see remotely similar is our mushrooms, but they're a very different style of mushroom. Other than that, all of the items we have for our classes, also our icicles, but that's just kind of a really nice seasonal product. Everything else, if you fall in love with a ring holder or a meditation globe or a strawberry or an air plant holder, you have to take a class in order to get that product.
So I'm noticing here that Chris is using the two blues, and he's giving them a 50-50 coating on either side. Going back to Marver to make sure it's staying into a nice cylindrical shape. Are you trying to overlap the edges, like the seams where those two colors meet a little bit, or are you having it be pretty like one color on one side, one color on the other?
Now I want to seal them up so there was no crystal, no viewing through there.
Okay.
So I'm going to do one more good coat, and I'm going to give it a slight undulation so that it's got a little bit of an undulation in there, which I think is going to be pretty cool looking. Maybe even a little bit of a switchback action.
Switchback would be super cool before you put on the Aventurine and the Granny, I think. That would look super cool.
So that means I need to do my switchback while it's solid, because I won't be able to get the pieces. If I blow this out, I won't be able to get those color splashes of texture on. So
do you typically do the switchback solid, or do you do that with a bubble in there?
No, both. I've done it both ways.
Both? It really messes with my head, like switchbacks when there's a bubble in it. But you got the first half of that started in the hole. I'll see if I can get a nice zoom on that. Those two different changes in color are the two separate blues. Super nice. I'm gonna get that zoom back out.
So now I'm gonna get it really hot, puff a light bubble in it, then I'm gonna go for the texture, go for a quick flash, and I'm gonna have Michelle blow it out for me.
Okay, let me make sure Michelle knows that she's blowing it out for you.
Yep. All right.
Mary had a question that said, when she's going to purchase something, it is asking her, it's letting her know she's going to get rewards points. Is that a real thing, or is that a scam, Michelle?
Okay, so here's the deal. We had a local, if you shopped in the gallery reward system. But some people, even though they were local, shopped online, or they bought a class, or they bought a gift certificate. So Heather is working on our tech. She did a ton of research, and she found this program that is an app that gives reward points. Now, Heather set this up. Things got crazy. People were sick. All of these jazz. All of those points are valid, but I don't quite know the system yet. Each point, so it's supposed to be a point for $1, but we're seeing that some of the pieces have more points. So whatever it is, yes, you will get points. The cool thing about this is it totally tracks it on our system, so everything's locked in there. Pretty soon we're going to decide, because we got end of the year taxes and training a new girl. So we just didn't dial in on the point system to share with y'all yet.
But it is real.
Nice.
It is real. If it is on our Shopify website page, it is real. Things that might not be real is people reaching out to you on Facebook.
Blow Oliver.
Very, very, very rarely
Keep
do
going.
we reach out to any customer on Facebook.
Absolutely. We answer DMs, but we don't usually
going.
send out DMs unless it's Royal Glassmakers
Good.
contests, things like that. Other than that, we don't just randomly reach out.
At all. And so if it's like, hey, be
All
my
right, we'll
friend,
take
do
that.
this thing,
Oh, hold the old
absolutely
stem.
not. And if you were to win something, we would contact you via
How?
email, which is why your answers are sent
Shorty,
to the
long.
email address.
Couple of things I want to mention here real quick. My loyalty leaguers. I don't know what happened earlier. The price was set way too high on the loyalty league members only piece.
We were sign languaging each other, and it didn't
and
work.
It was not working. So that has been corrected. If you were interested in the loyalty league piece and you went and clicked it and you thought, whoa, maybe not, go check it again, because it's way lower than it was earlier. I also have Oliver's Garden Read up available for
Let's make it
sale,
black.
as well as Michelle's Tumblr.
Black.
So a couple of things available for you guys. Good luck, fast fingers, first come, first serve. Only one of them available.
And they're realistic prices.
Marva, that
Bess
you can
was
bring
like,
it to
are
me
you
with one
sure?
coat,
But when I'm
fine.
doing the camera and talking, I'm just giving her the thumbs up. Poor Bess is like, Michelle's lost it.
I was like, okay, sure, sounds good.
Okay, the crazy lady. Sometimes I do price things really high if I want them for me. But, you know. This looks like the world.
The color pattern's super sweet with those two blues.
Did we talk about what the inspiration for this one was?
Yes, we did.
Okay,
Yes.
perfect. I've been back and forth with pulling products, so I don't know what I've missed.
So this one will go on the website, and then we have to do the giveaway.
Oliver's Garden Reed is sold.
Oh, thank you, everybody.
Sold.
Michelle's tumbler is sold.
I think I might have to take a sip or two out of it before I send it along its sale path. Give it some good mojo. We went to my mom's house yesterday, and Lucy's like, I love these drinking glasses, and they're like 20 years old. It's like you change your patterns, you change your designs over and over, so it will never go out of style.
I got it.
Move that back.
My favorite to drink out of right now at home, my obsession the past couple of days, has been my tumbler that was actually gifted to me by Dave. Do you remember that one?
Yes.
Yes, it was all the scraps of stringers kind of put in like a hash mark pattern. That's been my obsession the past couple of days. So thanks again, Dave, but that's been my go-to for working from home.
It's so fun too. Like, I totally believe in color therapy. You know, green is your heart chakra, red is fiery, blue is calming.
Yeah.
And I find we're
Press.
drawn to drink out of certain things for certain reasons.
lighten up?
That one is green and blue.
Is it?
I think this one's blue and blue.
Good.
Yeah, that one is like the earth, man.
Super.
All right, we're going to take a foot, and that foot's going to be a swirled adventurine. Put a couple, dab it in there, swirl it up, and bring it over to me.
Okay.
Mary-
Footing tool?
Mary
Yep.
says, how will the points be used for the reward system? We're still working out things. That's going to come. We're going to send out emails. We're going to talk about it more. Like she said, we've had a lot of people in and
Footing
out.
tools
being
right on top
sick.
of the bucket.
So we're just going to kind of coordinate that, and more to come on that.
And we got to let you accumulate some points. You know, our products aren't
Clear glass to
$20
recycle.
widgets.
Clear.
We know you need to gather some points. Could be a percentage off after you earn so many points. This system is pretty high tech. It had a zillion bells and whistles. Do you guys like, there's a question, do you like birthday surprises?
I love birthday surprises.
Like, do we want to know your birthday so we can gift you something in the month of your birthday?
I love a good birthday coupon.
Do you?
Oh, yeah. I am never mad about getting an email on my birthday.
Fun.
It's always like, it's your birthday, here's a free drink or 20% off or,
Yeah.
you know, makes me feel happy.
Okay. Buy one, get one.
Just a couple dabs.
Whoops.
So I got Oliver bringing me a swirled adventurine foot, which is going to be nice because it's going to get a lot of that adventurine inside the bit.
Do you need me to marble this out?
Yeah, do it just a quick marb, and you can go back and reheat it. Just the tip, round it up a little bit gently, and I'll take a flash, then we'll go for it. Beautiful. Ooh.
Okay, we have time for one more piece after this. I am going to pick out the pattern, the inspiration
For the giveaway?
for the giveaway.
Nice.
And
Over
Oliver's
here.
going to pick
Step
out
over
the
here.
colors,
Thank
and
you.
Chris will make it. It looks like a lady's leg, that stem.
I'm gonna need another one, Oliver. But not quite yet, so I cut this one off.
What's the adjustment you need?
Just don't put the aventurine on and get it hot and bring it over to me, and don't swirl it up. It's just too,
Too out of round?
yeah, just
Okay.
whatever it is, doesn't matter.
Never fear, the scissors are here. So he's gonna use the torch, soften the glass, and then cut it off. I know, it's kind of how you make pulled flowers. Oh, you're not cutting it off?
I don't know.
No pressure.
Well, I mean,
Just
if
a
I
camera
I'm
staring
pulling
at
it
you.
off, so it doesn't matter. Just trying to get it off, and we're gonna have to put a new Avolio on if I'm gonna do that.
Woo.
There it is.
All right then.
A discarded bit.
Okay, I'll take a Marie Oliver. Oh, I can just gather it on the end here. It doesn't matter. We'll just go sculptural with it.
Okay. You want a full coat of aventurine or just a partial?
I don't want anything for that because I can't use that. Look,
Got it.
So what Chris is doing is taking a small lap
see that.
gather on the bottom of this piece, and it didn't work. So now he's taking Oliver's bit and taking what he needs, giving Oliver. It's like a sporting event. He sabotaged Oliver. Oliver's back to the playing field, gathering another gather.
Mary says this looks like planet Earth. I agree.
It looks like what?
Planet Earth.
It does so much.
Robert would like me to inform you, Chris, that at the end of the first period, there is no score.
Oh, that's
Beautiful.
what happened. He got distracted.
these little things that happen like that, for whatever reasons they are always cool to kind of teach you a new way to go about things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool.
It forces a new way to think about the process.
All right. On, Oliver. Okay, good. All right, that's going to be the landing pad for that aventurine foot.
Okay.
The landing pad. Time-sensitive words. Launch pad, when you're dealing with rockets. Landing pad.
It's kind of like a mini goblet holding up the
The
goblet.
Earth. Dun, 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 dun. All right, Jake, you still with us out there? Did you fall asleep on the couch?
He's been quiet. I don't know if he's still here.
Yeah, he might have moved on. It's really bizarre watching the show when you're normally in the show.
It is weird. When I was watching on New Year's Eve, it was super weird.
Full coat of the
Right?
aventurine.
One coat, yeah, just coat it, one dab on everything, and then just heat it up, and I'll take it.
Come out here real quick.
Did you guys catch what I was saying? The hole in the marver? No hole in the marver. All you have to do, you don't have to lift the tabletop. You just need to turn the whole table around. So this is in the back.
Ready?
You don't have to lift it or spin it.
You just spin it, that's all. It's really easy.
I know, but you said lift it. That's why I was like, All right. The foot is on. You can always tell what part he's working on by the color of the glass. Anything orange is nice and hot. The steam is because the wooden paddle was placed into water.
On.
Keeps the wood from burning, and a layer of steam is formed. So the glass rides upon,
right,
gives it a
good.
really nice smooth shape. And back to the glory holes. Time for a commercial break.
Well, it's looking good now. It's about a half an inch taller, which is fine by me because it's still got a really nice proportions to it. I'm getting a lot of that silver in the stem. It's pretty sweet looking with that aventurine in the foot.
Okay, so the next step is a punty.
Going for the ponte.
All right, what kind of questions we got, Bess?
William says, what does the glass feel like when you're cutting it? Robin said butter.
Feels like leather. Like
Okay.
cutting leather is probably the best analogy. I guess the best analogy there could be is that it feels like cutting molten hot glass, but leather's like a close second, I would say.
Yeah.
If you wanted to, Michelle, you could show them those clear trims I'm saving on the marble over there, and it shows, you could shows the pretty much texture of the glass and the softness of it
Why are you saving them?
for a piece that I'm working on. But it definitely shows by the shape of those pieces what the glass feels like by just looking at the shape. It's pretty cool. So I am having a little bit of a crazy feeling about these two blues. One of them is definitely softer than the other, and it just starts to melt instantly. So I really got to work quick with the top of this cup, this wine glass. I'm going to give it a light puff, and I'm going to rip it open.
Going for, you're not going to trim it, you're just going to puff and open it?
I don't think I'm going to trim it.
Man. That's not an easy move he does with the Sophietta to inflate that so much without, like, completely pulverizing the front of the glass. Look at those cut marks on the edge there. I'm a little bit surprised that Chris is keeping these for an art project he has going on, because I haven't heard anything about it, so now I have something to like keep my eye out for in the studio. There's some top secret art piece being worked on.
Dun, 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 dun.
Right.
This looks like Chalcedonia glass.
Kind of
Looks
does.
super nice. That was a really nice call on going for the switchback.
I think with those two colors, those two opaque colors, it looks real sweet.
Yeah.
Trying to try to go up with this and let the piece shorten up a little bit.
Doesn't look like you need any more paddle on this.
Nope, I think I'm doing pretty good. What I like is we still have this texture like Michelle's drawing.
Yeah.
You can hear it.
Little stamp bit. Are you gonna stamp the bottom?
I say let's stamp the bottom,
Okay.
and I think we're good.
All right, Oliver's getting the forks ready because that's what you put underneath the foot.
It's one of those things where I should have thought about it like 15 steps ago.
I know. But you'll get it. So Chris is going to tap it off, add the stamp after he torches it. Shiny foot.
So pretty.
It's
So
sparkly.
Hannah says it's so joyful seeing Chris work.
It is.
All right. And away it's going.
Dun, 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 dun.
That's definitely, you know what we forgot to do? You want to do it quick, Ollie?
No.
I gotta get this in the
No.
box.
We should do it during the annealer reveal. Hold up all the finished pieces next to
You
the
can't
artwork.
ask. I got it on the forks.
But that was a sweet, inspired
They look
piece
really
by
nice.
Michelle's bookmark here, you guys, and I think that really looks cool. Those are going to be great. You're going to get both of those. It comes with the piece. I love it.
So
All
we
right.
got 8 minutes for a giveaway.
Quick.
Nice.
We're going to do it this. Chris is going to blow it. This is the one I chose. Allie, you pick out the colors. You tell him how to apply it. Shape is his.
Oh, that's a cool one, Michelle.
Kind of, yeah, I agree.
Okay.
There's your color pattern.
Here's my color pattern. Oh goodness. Okay.
It's like AI when you tell
I
it
know what
the
this is.
information and
I
it's
know what this is.
processing.
Okay.
So what are we doing?
We're gonna do the new purple, and then size 1 hyacinth spots on half of it, and then the same granny aventurine on the other half. From there, whatever you want. I'm gonna get your
You're
colors
gonna
going right
get the
now.
colors all set up, and you're going to pass it to me?
Yep.
All right, sounds good.
All right, one last time. What's tonight's question?
So tonight's question is if you could combine any glass if you could combine glass art, sorry, I wasn't looking at it. If you could combine glass art with any other art form, what would it be? Some suggestions are painting, metalwork, fabric art. Chris said cheese making. But you're going to send your answer to enews@glassacademy.com in an email. Make sure when you send that answer, you're also sending your name in the email because it helps Donna out. Plus, it helps us know who you are so we can announce your name that you won. We've got a couple beautiful pieces still left on the table for tonight, just like the one in Michelle's hand that she's showing off.
New purple.
We are gearing up here to make our giveaway piece, so I will show that question on the screen a few more times while they're making that.
This is one of my favorites.
I love that one.
Oh my gosh, look at that. Super cool.
The goblet that Chris just made is available on the website. Good luck, fast fingers.
And we will save this drawing. Jake wanted to work on this one, so we'll save that for you, Jake, for next time.
I like that.
Going away, going once, going twice. Do you see how this was? This was a printmaking class, so a shape I cut out, and then the printmaking, the next one, you added the color. So this was a process piece. Going away for another day. Seven minutes is
5
now
minutes.
flipped to 5. Can he do it in 5 minutes?
5 minutes, I can do it. This is the giveaway.
That never means anything with you, Chris. I've seen like giant jumbo giveaways. We never know.
So Lucy saw rope with the piece. She wanted to make rope with her glass piece, so she's braided it up. Mr. Poe's gonna have a new dog toy.
Nice.
Isn't that kind of fun? She's
is
like,
fun.
the rope's $5 at Home Depot. I could make him a toy. All right, Oliver picked out all the colors, told Chris which purples.
The goblet is sold.
Sold.
That is a gorgeous goblet. I can't wait to see that with the annealer reveal. Oliver, for the annealer reveal, can we hold up those pieces one more time next to the finished pieces? Yeah.
Oh yeah, we got to make sure we set those aside.
We can.
Perfect. Because I know we didn't get to do it for everyone, so everybody's kind of wanting to see those pieces next to those drawings.
100%.
I mean, it's going to look better when it's in the annealer reveal and you're seeing the true color side by side as well. So that makes a lot of sense.
Absolutely. What are we making as the giveaway?
Well, we got the color pattern figured out, but now what it's going to be is all up to Chris.
Oh, okay.
And I got an idea. But you guys are going to have to watch it develop. It's going to be quick.
All right. I trust you.
Oh, I do want to say this. So on Facebook last week, I put a Tumblr from last week's show and said it's got a speck of another color in it. Would you buy this? Would you not? I would say, and Bess would agree, that it was 50-50. Some people were like, yeah, it's like a birthmark. Other people were like, no, I want no imperfections in my glass. And we actually had a friend come in this weekend dating a new girl. He bought her a glass and he bought her that one. So Phil, if you're watching, I hope your girl's enjoying her new glass.
Very cool.
But as Oliver's working on the colors, you can see like if one of these little nuggets landed on the table or landed in the color, that's how easy it is to contaminate another color.
And that can happen as you're going from like a size 1 frit and going to the glory hole to melt it in. One little piece falls off into the other tray.
Yep.
Like it's...
No fun.
We really got to be diligent on that to make sure no contaminations happen. And it does happen from time to time. But I think that speaks to just like, it really is handmade. There isn't like a robot we break out on Tuesday or Wednesday to like make all the pieces.
An AI glass blower?
Unless you count Matt as a robot.
For our AI show.
Oliver, have you ever heard of like cursed AI where like they gave it a prompt to make a picture and everything came out super weird? Like people had like 4 hands and
100%.
That's more about what I hear about AI than like good stuff.
yeah.
So that's kind of my exposure to AI in general, is it just not knowing how hands work.
I tried to AI generate. So for my grandma for Christmas, I gave her a canvas of her with all the grandkids. She didn't have an updated picture in a long time. So the canvas wanted to wrap my 2 cousins around the sides because they were close to the edges. So I figured, okay, let me AI generate just some greenery so that the AI generated greenery could be wrapped around the sides.
Yeah.
And I had to keep doing it because every time I did it, it added a person. And I'm like, I don't know who this person is.
Oh my gosh, that's
Where
amazing.
did you come from?
Exactly. They would be like hiding in the bushes. And they had no face. They had like 14 fingers. And I'm like, this is super weird.
We do it in one of my courses, and we'll like tell him, and he'll show us how to navigate it. And he did it this one time, and she had 3 arms. And it's just
wild.
like, and it kind of like at first it comes out of the right area, so it kind of looks right.
Linda said she really liked the show where we brought in our friend glass artist, and they had to make a piece from random inspiration words.
Yeah, so we're plotting out. We do like almost a month at a time. So we got to arrange. Sometimes we got to arrange people to come and all that jazz. So tell us what you want to see.
I did like when we did the cork board and we had to pick 2 words.
I know, that's still in the back.
That's a ton of
That's
fun.
on the list. Are you listening, Jake?
Blow.
Because that way we can have
Good.
people toss in the words. You could do a poll during the show. What are the 2 words?
Yeah. And it's interesting to see, like, everybody goes in such different directions when they get their words.
Right. It's almost like we need to put someone in a soundproof room and another. Okay, come out and make the same piece. Same words.
So I've got a question for you guys you can answer in the comments. We are working on making me a little office area for the show. I'll have a little office space. What belongs in an office? Like, what do you think we should do? what should we use to enhance my office space? One, we got to hide all these cords. But get creative. What belongs in my office on the show?
Right? Like I see one of our movable walls behind Bess with maybe some plant stands on it, so she's got greenery and living plants coming off of it. You know, nothing so busy like a bunch of rondelles or anything, and you won't see Bess. But what does it need?
I could just hide in a bush the whole show.
What was that?
I could just hide in a bush and just come out of the bush.
It would smell so good.
It would.
Bess, on the topic of AI, you've probably seen this same ad, but I keep on getting pushed this one ad that's all AI generated,
Oh,
and
no.
I absolutely love it on like oh, this is so sad type of level. It is the crystal like rock
The mug?
geode mugs
Yes,
with
oh
like
my God.
the living edge geodes, and they're like, it's like all AI, and they have like, you know, like the geodes that like you break in half, and they
Yeah.
have like, it's like that, but on the outside exterior of the mug, and then it's like a perfect quartz handle. Anything about it's perfect, and it's all AI generated. It's like actively like the wall thickness is changing as like it rotates around. It's like very obviously AI generated.
Do you think my phone is
And
going to
there's-
show me this tonight? Now
Probably, now that we're
talking
going to
about
show it. They sell for like $15.
What?
And I just know how much the material itself would cost. You can't buy like a rock of that quality the size of my pinky for $15.
Oliver, have you seen the videos of people
I've
getting
seen
them
the video of the people getting them, Bess.
And they're
yes.
so mad. And
they're
everybody in the comments is like, could you not tell that that was AI generated?
Or are they like 2 inches tall? Like they didn't give the
They
right
It's
look
like-
so
proportions?
cheap.
It's like someone made it out of like 3D printed a mug and then slapped geode stickers onto it, but they ran out of Elmer's glue halfway through. It is.
I'll have to send it to you, Michelle. It's really funny.
If I see those ads, Michelle, I will save one and show it to you next time we see each other, like on Thursday. I think it is the most comical thing in the world.
I'm telling you, my phone's listening, and I'll probably
It
see it
probably
tonight.
is. If you go on Instagram today, you'll see the ad.
One more time, I'm going to read the giveaway question.
All right.
That
Punty?
is, if you could combine glass art with any other art form, what would it be? It could be metalworking, it could be woodworking, fabric art, crescent cheese making. But whatever you think, send to enews@glassacademy.com. You can put your answer, make sure you put your name in there as well so we know who you are. And then you will get entered to win whatever this piece is that Chris is making right now. It's inspired from this really cute bookmark. Chris, Philly scored.
What?
Philly scored, so it's 1-0.
Uh-oh.
Uh-huh.
I feel like this was like a fabric sample or a home decor, like a paint swatch. Does a paint swatch match?
Right.
We've got 4 items still available on the table if you are watching this later on. At the end of the show, there were still 4 items, so go ahead and check out the website, see if those are still available to snag.
So it's a bud vase, folks. The giveaway tonight is a super unique, one-of-a-kind, very functional bud vase for flowers.
I love this because it's the purples will complement yellow daffodils. So like early spring, this will be like an amazing vase to have.
Will you do me a huge favor, Michelle?
What would that be?
Come Thursday, will you shout that point from the rooftops to, I don't know, maybe a Jake? Just on my behalf, please.
Okay.
Me and Jake have gotten into some discussions about whether purple and yellow go good together.
Well, I can tell you for florals like that, absolutely. There's an iris that's purple with a yellow center that people go crazy over. So yes, I'll be here Thursday.
Good.
100%. If you are local, we're also going to do a class this summer. Poor Oliver doesn't know this quite yet. I know.
I'm finding out
Whoa!
right now.
But it won't be.
I just finished the class schedule,
it will-
Michelle.
I know. No. This will be like a specialty class where we
Okay.
have vases, and you'll get to come pick your flowers and do an arrangement in it.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah.
So it's based on the floral schedule for the summer. What Mother Nature provides, and then we'll pick a date.
You had me so nervous
I
there
know,
for
sorry.
a second.
I'm sorry. No. You guys don't understand how difficult it is making the class schedule. It's got to be timed a certain way. It has to be affordable.
Yeah.
It has to be trainable. It has
Hey,
to
flower
be exciting.
flower guru. Do you think I should flare the top out a little or leave it straight-sided like that? Huh?
Straight.
All right, how about a stamp, Oliver?
Coming right up.
Carrie said Jake just hates yellow, so no matter what it is.
Jake does have very strong opinions about yellow, but yellow and gold look so good up against purple in my mind. Like, they're
Yellow
meant
is
to
hard
be.
in glass because certain colors you put it next to, it doesn't work.
I really like this design. It's so funny how you can come up with designs when you're just pressured and only have 5 minutes to make it. And I like it.
We should do an episode one week where you're on a timer. To finish your piece, you only have a certain amount of time.
I think it's next week is the house one. We're going back to the house. I still want to be able to figure out something to make the house class. I do want a class where you can make a little glass house. I think symbolically glass houses, the home, all of that is fun and interesting.
There she is. Look at that.
Super
Pretty
nice.
tasty little bud base.
Cute.
The loose, like, bender back,
Yeah.
switch back. I like that a lot. I like right here how it's like a little squiggly in the color pattern.
Yeah.
Like the line isn't like,
It looks like floating clouds going by.
yeah, very much.
I think that's a nice looking little line of vases that we could do. We have to think about that. Put it through the process, Oliver.
Well, listen, I'm just the class guy here. You got to talk to the other one about putting it through the production cycle.
It's like a laundry machine. What?
It's always interesting to me which like ideas Jake really latches on to, where he's like, I want to come back to this like on a Wednesday or Thursday after the show.
Wait until he goes away
where's
to
my thing?
California. Right here. California. Where's he going? Seattle.
Very nice.
So thank you very much for watching The Gathering Point. We go live every Tuesday night, 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Never a dull moment. Rotating glass blowers, themes, subjects, and Bess is your tech guru, here to answer all your questions. Interactive TV is what we do. And
All right.
Anila reveal is going Thursday, will be shown to our members. Shout out to all our members. That's a private membership at various price levels where you can get access to the things that we make, special deals, incentives, sales,
All right.
only to our members.
Really nice giveaway piece, Chris.
Thanks. That's the giveaway, folks, and that's a wrap. We're in OT. Hopefully, if the Wings don't get a goal, we're going to go into OT. They'll get one goal. We'll go into OT 1-1, but we'll see what happens. Now back to our normal topic, which is glass blowing.
I know, I'm like, not everyone knows who the Wings are. All right, Bess, will you close us out?
Absolutely. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thanks for those of you who hung out during OT. I know that you guys like that. It's kind of fun, but we're going to go try to stay warm, so you guys stay warm. I know a lot of you were saying it's cold and snowy. Maybe it normally isn't cold and snowy. So stay warm, stay safe. We will see our members on Thursday for the Anila reveal, and we'll see everybody else on Tuesday. So have a good night.
Thank you.
Of course.